Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, so today we're doing something a little different. We're going to break down the product brochure for a pretty wild-looking wellness device called the Shaken Massager. I mean, have you ever seen a gadget that claims to do it all? Well, this one does, so let's get into it. All right, here's the plan. First, we'll look at the problem they're trying to solve. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the tech, its different modes, the design itself, and finally, who they think should be buying this thing. So right off the bat, the brochure hones in on a really common frustration that, a lot of people struggle with. And here it is, a super direct question. Hard to get rid of excess fat? They're really trying to connect with you right away, tapping into that central struggle. And then bam, they immediately follow up with this little nugget of hope. It's simple if you find the right method. It's a classic move, right? Frame the problem, then dangle this simple solution right in front of you. Kind of sets the stage for what's coming next. All right, so what is this right method they're talking about? Well, let's get into the high-tech solution they're putting on the table. And here is the device itself. They call it the Shaken Massager, and they make it really clear this isn't just, some vibrating belt. They're positioning it as a PEMF intelligent fat-burning device. That's a mouthful. Basically, a super smart piece of tech for body shaping. And they're definitely not pulling any punches. This quote says it all. High technology gives fat no chance. Wow. I mean, that's a seriously bold claim. No chance at all. It definitely sets a high bar for what this thing can do. Okay, so how exactly does it give fat no chance? Well, according to the source material, it's all about this 7-pronged attack. It's not just one thing. It's 7 different technologies all packed into one device. So you've got ultrasound, vibration, heat therapy, massage, RF, red light, and PEMF. That is a lot of tech. Let's break down what each of these is supposed to do. Okay, first you have ultrasound, which they say uses these high-frequency vibrations to go after subcutaneous fat, the stuff right under the skin. Then you've got a completely separate vibration function that's all about stimulating muscle contractions. Then it layers on heat therapy. The idea here is to use thermal energy to boost circulation and maybe speed up fat metabolism. And at the same time, there's this massage feature that uses these little air cushions to kind of knead your waist and abs. We're not done yet. It also has radio frequency, or RF, which is meant to go a few millimeters deep to get your collagen production going. And there's also red light, which is apparently for tackling more surface-level skin issues, like stretch marks or scars. And this seems to be the big one, PEMF, which stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field. This is the heavy hitter. They claim this ultra-low-frequency tech can penetrate up to 20 centimeters deep. The brochure describes it as a spa for your organs, which is a wild concept, to help with things like inflammation and microcirculation. So 7 different technologies. How in the world do you control all that? Well, they've bundled them into 3 main modes to make it a bit easier. Okay, so check this out. You've got body shaping mode, which is like the all-in option. It uses all 7 technologies. Then there's a massage mode that focuses on 5 of them for like core strengthening and organ health. And finally, a very specific heat therapy mode that just uses 2, designed for things like menstrual comfort. Now, it's not just about the fancy tech on the inside. The brochure puts a lot of emphasis on the design too. How it feels, how you control it. Let's look at the smart and ergonomic features. This is pretty cool. It comes with a smartwatch. So instead of messing with buttons on the device itself, you can just control everything from your wrist. The brochure suggests you can make adjustments in real time while you're doing other stuff, like yoga or even running. And yeah, once it's connected, the watch interface looks super simple. Looks like you can just tap to pick your mode, set the duration, and you're good to go. Pretty straightforward. But what if you don't want to use the watch? No problem. The main unit actually has 2 different displays on it. So you can see the mode, the intensity, how much time is left. All that key info is right there. And here's a really key part of the ergonomic design. See that movable joint in the middle? It has this 70 to 120 degree range of motion, which means the whole thing can conform to different body shapes. It's designed to fit waist sizes from 60 all the way up to 140 centimeters. That's a pretty big range. So with all this tech and all these features, who is this thing actually for? Who is the ideal user? Let's see what the brochure says.
And wow, the list is pretty broad. They're targeting office workers with sedentary lifestyles, people with abdominal obesity, postpartum mothers. But it doesn't stop there. They also mention people with digestive issues, menstrual pain, even men with prostatitis, plus your general fitness enthusiasts. They're really casting a wide net here.
And that brings us to the end of our breakdown of the Shaken Massager brochure. So you have to wonder, right? Is packing 7 different wellness technologies into one single device the actual future of at-home health? Or is it maybe a case of feature overload, just throwing everything into the mix? It's definitely something to think about.